Hi guys, I'm Jay and welcome to Vroom Room. Well, this Suzuki really has been a pain in the bum, and I'm just praying that with today's video I can make some headway and hopefully get it closer to working properly, but we'll see how it goes. Stick around. If you haven't liked, shared, subscribed, please do, because it means a lot to me. It only takes a couple of seconds, and of course it's free, so enjoy the video.
Right, so I have been through every plug, and there was one that was disconnected that I missed, which was underneath where my finger is, which I think is just for the fuel rail, but it made no difference. I've had the front off, sides off, the back off, everything, and I still can't make any headway apart from with the kill switch off on the ignition on the handlebars. It won't blow the fuse. Only when I'm creating a circuit does it do that. So that's kind of where we are. So where do I go from here? Well, I'm going to try and I'm going to put it in service mode and see if I can get any codes up on the dash, and then I'm going to take it from there. But then I've got other options. One, I want to know why the indicators aren't working and there's no brake lights. That doesn't seem to be anything that I've done, but it could all be connected. So I'm going to trace that back and see where the issue is with that. I found that the right hand indicator just wasn't clipped in, but it's I've done that now and it's not made any difference at all. So I'm going to follow those wires back and see to where they go. But on the first video I was finding bits of silver foil and everything in the in with the battery, and I think that's just where they were bridging fuses. So it does kind of lead back to, is the ECU fried? So then that kind of leads to the question, do I just send the ECU off and have it checked, or do I just buy a key set for it? And I'll tell you why I'm saying that, because coming round and putting the ignition on, and I've put the surround on for this, now with or without that surround on, those lights are exactly the same, and I'm gathering one of them means the security system's active. That wouldn't blow a fuse, but it would mean that either that key isn't chipped, or the surround isn't working properly, or it's just not compatible, or the ECU's blown. So there's lots to look at, but I think first thing to do is get it in service mode and then just check it out. But I've done all of the connectors, and I'm fairly certain that the issue is not with the wiring loom now. So service mode, I suppose.
So I'm heavily digging into the diagnostic side of things now, and I've done a lot of research. In my gut, I think the ECU is fried, because I just think it's had too much abuse and it just can't take that kind of nonsense. However, they may have been trying to jury rig something because something blew before the ECU. So there's a couple of things I want to try. I'm going to disconnect the rectifier and the stator and just see if the fuse blows then. And also I may do a little bit with the kill switch. I've looked at the faults from a different angle, as if fixing the actual faults that I'm finding will somehow lead to something else. So the brake light was stuck on, but that just turned out to be the rear brake. It came out of its housing, so that's been fixed now. The indicators are still not working on the right side as you're sitting on the bike, and so I need to look into that a little bit more, and I will do with the switch, which will be my first port of call. But first I'm just going to disconnect a couple of bits and just see if the fuse blows again. The rectifier disconnected, still blew the fuse, and so did the stator. Only when I disconnected the kill switch it didn't blow the fuse, but obviously there's no connection there going all the way through, so it wouldn't. So I'm going to go and have a look at the workshop manual just to see what the connectors are I'm going to have to bridge. just to see what it is. Actually, I'll take off the kill switch. I'll be able to tell from the wires going to that. So let's have a look at that. But I'm running out of fuses. I have fixed it, is what I would love to say, but no. So state has been checked, disconnected, fuse blew. Regulators been disconnected, fuse blew. Kill switch disconnected and bridged, fuse blew. So I am narrowing it down to the ECU, but there's a couple more things I want to check. Not a lot though, because I think that I've know what it is, ECU. I do want to try the side stand, but I think that's going to be about it. Then, see, there's no point me disconnecting too much more, because if it doesn't create the circuit and the fuse holds, it's not actually telling me anything. So we'll see, but yeah, I'm kind of ECU. Kind of think I know what it is. If I haven't mentioned it before, I think it might be the ECU. ECU. Why am I reluctant to buy one? They're expensive. I'm on a budget. This bike has to be done for a certain price to still make. But it's yeah. Okay, let's try the next bit. Right, doing a ET impression because it's still a bit cold out here. Where are we? Wow. I have bitten the bullet and I have ordered a new lock set for this bike, including the ECU, the immobilizer ring, the keys obviously with the lock, the petrol tank lock, the pillion lock, and I disconnected 2 of the coils. Actually, I disconnected all of the coils and the fuse didn't blow. So I reconnected 2 of the coils and the fuse didn't blow, and then I connected another coil, and the fuse blew. So it's really up there. You know, I've changed the oh no, that was for the indicators. I changed the flash unit and still no indicators. And I've been, I disconnected the, what did I disconnect? The neutral switch, the side stand, and I've gone through all of those ohms wise and the coils and found nothing. So there's still things I could test, but the lock set I got for a good price. If it's not the lock set, then I can put it back on eBay and get my money back because it was a good price. So I am out here again. I'm going to try and investigate a little bit more with the indicators. So I'm going to do some continuity tests to make sure the wires aren't chafing somewhere, creating a ground, and that's why the indicators on that side aren't working. I did take off, and I don't know if I recorded this, so bear with me. I did take off the, actually let's turn around. I did disconnect this side completely and put the hazards on, and there was still no right hand indicators, so I know that switch is okay. I changed the flash unit, so I know the flash unit's okay. So then it's narrowing down what the issues could be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lens off the back, well, the right hand side, and I'm going to do some continuity checks on the wires through to the cables, and then I'm going to trace it up and I'm going to find this. I really will, honestly, I will, I promise, I will. And then, you know, when we get the ECU, we'll plug that in, see if that cures all of our problems. So it'd be fingers crossed with that as well. And that's just, yeah, let's see what happens. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? Oh yeah, I could plug the new ECU in and blow it up straight away. That would be pretty bad, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Right, so multimeter, where are you? So first wire I checked, which was the negative from the back indicator, no signal. Continuity test failed. So I've done the other side just to make sure that it was working correctly, and that's fine. So I've taken the indicator off and straight away the negative is meant to connect there and doesn't. So could it be that easy? Fingers crossed, eh? So I'm going to just jury rig up a negative to the battery and just see if it works. If it does, hey, good start. Right, so test number 1. Ignition is on. Indicating right, no indicators. Let's see if this works. God, this is hard to do one end. Oh yes. Kills the back one anyway. So let's get that soldered on. So I've now got 3 out of the 4 indicators, and I think that gives me a very good indicator to where the last problem is. So the solder spot on it wasn't very good, so that's now done, and I'm going to do the front one now. Some of you might ask why I didn't go down this particular diagnostic route when I first started it. Because there are so many issues with the bike, I just assumed that it was going to be something a lot more technical than just a broken wire. So that's why I didn't go down that route straight away. But with the problems that this has got, I really do need to sort out the other issues first, just to rule them out as not being a symptom of what's the bigger issue. And with the ECU arriving hopefully in the next couple of hours, and I'll get the indicators done and then I'll come back to you. So the next bit is that one. So we have indicators at the back and we have indicators at the front. Yep, another problem with a ground, but the indicators are done, headlights done. The only thing I've got to do is, because I messed up the connector for the number plate light, which I'm just about to repair using a couple of solder sticks. So that's as far as I can go without this delivery now. So I am, well, I'm going to say relatively pleased, and it's a good start. So hopefully the good luck will continue, and once we plug that new ECU in, we may hear her roar. So this is a race against time. The parts have just arrived. I have got probably 30 minutes of daylight left, but I do want to just check it and see if it works. So genuinely excited to see how it goes. That's everything I need to change over to try this. Is it going to work? Honestly, I think there's still something else wrong. But this will narrow down a whole heap. Right, I have no coils in, no petrol tank, but let's see at least if we get ignition. Right, so we've got ignition. I don't believe it. Checker's gone. So we do have an F1 fault code up, but that's probably because the coils are disconnected. And we're showing 3,457 miles, which is fantastic. Oh, the sensor's disconnected down here as well. Wow, okay. I'm going to go and get the coils. I don't think I'm going to have enough light to do this, but I'm over the moon with that. But let's see what happens next. I'm not pressing the button. I'm too scared. I'm going to get the coils. Right, I'm losing light hand over fist here, but the only thing I've got to put on is 3 fuel pipes and a connector. That could have been the fuel pump. Still showing an F1 light, but we'll deal with that later. Let's see what happens if I press the button. Oh my god! Oh my god! Can you hear this? Oh my god! I don't believe it! Oh my! Oh my! Didn't think this was gonna work. Oh wow! Sounds so good. Do you know what? On that note, I'm going to leave it here. It's getting dark and I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. I'm taking this on the road tomorrow. I might be taking this on the road tomorrow. I probably won't be taking this on the road tomorrow. I'm going for a beer.